I'm back. We had our fuel stop here in Dickinson, Tennessee. Trying to get y'all as much footage as I possibly can. Little puppy dog over there. Ugh, it's getting fine. Let's see. I'm going on with this pump. Hold on. See what we got going. We just stop. Everywhere. Let's tighten this one up. Let me get my damn glove. I bet y'all. Just doing what they want to do here. Saying holds one prohibited. So we just gonna hang up. It was pumping. Huh? They want me to do death. I think it reset, which I don't know why I did that. So we're gonna try this again after we pump this death. What's up, y'all? Make sure y'all hit that like button. I didn't really need that much death. The pump kind of doing their own damn thing today. I don't like this stuff. Be looking all white and dripping. So let's get this card and good old stuff. And let's just do it the old fashioned way. You know, you guys can mobile pay. So you don't have to stand out there in the cold or the rain, fumbling around with stuff. So that's what I did. And I don't think it's gonna let me do it back to back. So we just gonna do it the old school way. Get my stuff. Let's see. Get our rewards. We want that. We just want diesel. Oh, yeah. Got my trip number wrote down. No cash advance. No additional product. Do I need a receipt? I surely don't. Come to the app. All right. I'll lift it up. Oh, wasn't nobody trying to be low down. Let's push the goddamn thing down. Go to this other side. Because the next time we stop, it's break time, which I could technically do my break here, but it's pretty busy. So I don't want to take up no pump or no convenient parking space to take a 30-minute long break. So we just gonna get further up the road. Yeah, we just gonna get further up the road. Woo! That's what it is out here. Fellow co-worker there. Walk around your trailer, take a look at it, see if a tire's still looking good and your mud flap's still intact. We just good. We all right. I'm gonna come up on this other side though, because that's where it's gonna be stopping soon. We should be almost straight. Yeah, we good. We is good. I think we're gonna take a break at a rest area today instead of a truck stop, which along 65 is plenty of those. Hold on, yeah. I can turn it around. I'm looking like who did it and what for out here today. I don't care. We going to the bank, so we'll laugh all the way there with these two ponytails. I ain't trying to stop. So, hold on. All right, let's go. Turn this camera around. Get us back up there. Oh my thing, yeah. Y'all, my lighter leash keep acting up, man. God damn. Gotta have that lighter leash. The leash of the beast. All right, the neck back up, and I disabled the Bluetooth on the truck so we don't get hooked back up to that. Also, guys, when you're out here trucking, if we got some rookies on here, make sure if you leave your truck to go inside a fuel station or anything, you park overnight, you wake up in the morning, always walk around your truck when you're doing your pre-trip. Make sure that uh your trailer is still attached to your truck, because we do have haters out here that'll go and pull your fifth wheel handle, and if you didn't check, you are going to drop that trailer, and that could kind of end your career for a while, good while. Hard to find work after that. All right, I got let me see. Let me get my map set back up, y'all. Resume navigation. Okay, we good. Headlights back on. Want to make sure ain't nobody out walking in front of the truck. You can toot your horn. You know, I might sit here for a couple of more minutes just to complete that break, just to knock that break out. So, I guess we can have this conversation about driving having a restriction of automatic only on your CDL, versus to being authorized to drive a manual. A manual is where you have to physically shift the gears to the semi. Automatic, the transmission is automatic. It automatically shifts as you accelerate. Okay. Now, if you're new to the trucking world or you're in the trucking world, there is this thing where you have the drivers that don't have any restrictions on their driver's license and they can drive a manual or an automatic. A lot of them tend to cling to the saying, you're not a real truck driver if you're not shifting a gear manually. They call us automatic drivers with restrictions, steering wheel holders, not truck drivers. Petty, right? Exactly. And like I always say, I don't understand why men get so excited or feel so macho that they're holding on to a stick. That kind of sound a little, which, hey, I'm not here to judge what your sexual preference is or whatever, or what you like to touch, what you like to, I'm not in that. But I'm just saying, a lot of truck drivers come off to be so manly, but you get so uptight about holding a big old stick. And I mean, when they get those trucks, if you drive by a truck and you look and you can actually see his shifter, they get those extensions and they look like they holding a fucking, excuse my language. It look like they holding a damn broomstick. Hey, I don't knock nobody for what they do, what they like, or none of that kind of stuff. If that's what you do, that's what you do. But let me tell you something. I take a passion for what I do, regardless on if I work in a pizza place, which I have, whether I'm working at a car wash, which I have, uh, whatever your profession is. You know what I'm saying? Whatever I have done, I've been the best at whatever I do. I try to put my all into whatever it is that I'm doing. And so when I'm putting in that good hard work, you're not finna downplay mine to upplay yours. I don't have to downplay somebody else's thing just so I can feel good and better about myself. I'm all for uplifting, regardless on what position you in, regardless of what your religion is or what your what side of the politics you on. You know what I'm saying? I'm just for uplifting people. So I don't try to make myself feel better than, because I'm a happy individual and I'm satisfied with where I'm at. Even though I got goals and aspirations to keep moving my bar. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just the way the life cycle goes. So I don't see how it is that they can say that they're more of a truck driver than somebody who's driving an automatic. And the last time I checked, you calling the steering wheel holders. We should all be holding the steering wheel, right? I mean, you gotta steer the vehicle, right? So the last time I checked, we all holding the steering wheel. Okay? And 9 times out of 10, I got one hand over here and another hand slightly over here. So what? You got one on the steering wheel and you got one on the stick. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't get caught up in that kind of stuff. The same way they say that box truck drivers are not real truck drivers. Well, they're truck drivers. Are they class A CDL holders? No. Some of them may. They probably just chose to go into the box truck industry. That might be beneficial to their finances. I don't never knock a man for what it is they trying to do, long as it ain't hurting nobody and it ain't taking nothing from nobody. I'm good with that. We don't always have to one up somebody. If they in the trucking industry, they driving a truck, it's a box truck, they're a truck driver. We just got different classes to that. But at the end of the day, I give kudos to all my Class A CDL carriers. You pretty much can drive anything that you choose unless you got a restriction and that vehicle is a manual. And a lot of these companies are going away with making, buying manuals anyway. Most of the companies that are out here now are all converted to automatics. You know what I'm saying? But if you can drive a stick, whoop de doo. Me, I personally know how to drive a stick. I know how to drive a stick. Do I want to drive a stick shift in a truck? Absolutely not. Why have to do all of that in and out of traffic like that? I'm just not trying to do that. All that on your knees, clutching this and that. And that. I'm not. They say that you have more control over the truck because you shifting gears. Well, you can downshift in these. You can switch these to you can switch these to manual as well. You can actually switch these trucks to manuals, even in cars. You can switch them over. In some cars they have now, you can switch them over into manual, and you pressing a button to shift. You ain't even got no clutch or no gear shift. You just pressing a button. So to each his own. To each his own. But one of my first few of cars that I had was a stick shift. That was actually the second car that I bought in my life was a Ford. Uh, what was it? Ford Ford Aspire, a little eggshell looking car, was a manual. I was sticking it. So I do know how to do it. I just would prefer not to. Just as like in trucking, you got what's in front of us, a tanker. That person there in front of us has a hazmat. He's carrying fuel, so he has to get certain certifications to get his to drive something like that, carrying explosives or chemicals. He has to have his hazmat. The truck on the other side of him is a what they call a van, a dry van. um then you also have trailers that look like that one on the other side of that loves that has a refrigerator on the front. They call those reefers. So then you also have the trucks that carry grain. You got the pickup trucks, not the pickup trucks, but the dump trucks that carry uh like ground material like dirt, rocks, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? With your class, but with a class A CDL, whether you have a restriction or not, long as that truck is an automatic, you can drive it with a class A CDL. So, I mean, it's all types of with a CDL, it's all types of work that you can come out here and do. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta find your your path. I mean, we all got to have a start. You may start on with a company and do your first 6 to 8 months or maybe a year with them, depending on if you went with a company that's paying for you to get your CDL, and they require for you to stay with them for a year to pay back for the training to get your CDL, but anywhere from 6 months, 6 to 8 months to a year, uh, you free to go wherever you like to go, and hopefully in that time you have researched and learned and figured out what direction you want to go in. You know what I'm saying? Whether you want to be over the road, whether you want to be on a dedicated lane, or whether you want to be local. Me per se, at this current time on where I am in my life, I don't want to be local. To me, that's too much more of a 9 to 5. And it's kind of like you up early. Most of those are, from what I know, with local, you up early in the morning, and and you back home at night, and then you back up early in the morning the next day to do the same thing over and over again. And it's kind of repetitive and tiresome for me. But I pay homage to all local drivers. I mean, if it's working for you, do it. Dedicated is more so you dedicated to a certain lane. So you may be spread out a little bit, but you're dedicated to a certain demographic. You know what I'm saying? And you seeing a lot of the same things, and going to a lot of the same places. And that's what I'm doing, dedicated. OTR is stand for over the road. Over the road, you all over. You know, if that company goes 9 times out of 10, you going east, west coast, south, all the way up to north, and some to Canada. You know, over the road, I've done over the road solo. I've done over the road team. Teaming didn't work so well for me. Um, Also, solo OTR. By that time, I had started doing solo OTR. I think I was just drained from doing the team driving, not basically who I was teaming with, but just more so the constant run of a team truck. I kind of got overwhelmed, and burnt out on doing OTR. Um, and to me, being on a dedicated account and where I reside in is giving me more of a work life balance. You know what I'm saying? Because as much as I love being out on the road, I do want to enjoy my time at home. You know what I'm saying? Like when I come home and I'm waiting on a load or whatever the case may be before I'm dispatched, I can sit in the comforts of my own home and I'm not on the truck. You know what I'm saying? And so with this account that I'm on, I'm at home uh quite frequently. You know what I'm saying? So we finna get ready to take off. I'm done on my break. I got 7 hours and 43 minutes left for driving, and we gonna make it there 106 Central Standard Time, 206 Eastern Standard Time, and I am going into Eastern Standard Time zone. Got my lights on, my mirror still looking good. We are out of here. So by the time I get to Kentucky, like they wanted me to fuel up in White House, which y'all seen me at White House. My first live was at White House, Tennessee, at the Loves. Um, and now we could pretty much just keep it going. Oh, okay, he flashing me to come out. I can't come out though, bro. I got somebody here on this side. All right, appreciate it. Appreciate it. So so yeah, so we don't have to fuel in White House. We can basically just keep it on rolling. We only got 312 miles. Now, I'm not going to stay on this live this whole 312 miles. I just want to come back on because I'm so ticked off that my phone was doing what it was doing because I'm not educating myself enough on what to do, which I'm going to do that. And it cut the video short. Y'all would have got to see me hook and unhook and all that, hook and take off and all that good stuff. But we got more to come. We got more to come. It's a little foggy out tonight, little pieces of rainy and foggy. Oh, we finna get on out here. I mean, I wish I could play some music, but I guess I just keep talking. But like I said, I don't know why the drive. Uh, I mean, I guess maybe in a lot of professions, people, oh, I do this, so I'm better than you, or you only can do this, and I ain't never been that type of person to be like that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe jokingly sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And then it's cool. Sometimes you get a Class A CDL. You kind of pride yourself. You can pop your collar a little bit, but it's never to make somebody feel less than. You just celebrating yourself. And I think it's a good thing to celebrate yourself. If you ain't gonna celebrate yourself, who else gonna do it? You know, you should. Um, but I had somebody asking me, you got restrictions on your CDL? Yes, I have a restriction. I only drive automatic. If something happened and the only thing they have is a manual, you can't. I said, bro, it's called Lyft Uber. That's what it's called. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm not getting off of this until y'all give me another automatic. I've been doing pretty good with my restricted to only automatic semis. I don't have any tickets, no bad DOT checks or anything of that such. You know what I'm saying? Not even flagged too for DOT inspection. And I'm ready for whatever inspection they have for me. Cause I'm not 100% perfect all the time with doing a pre-trip. So I'm be honest on that. But the times where I would do a thorough pre-trip, I always found a critical. You know what I'm saying? And I always like thank God, like I did a real thorough pre-trip and caught that, because not just worried about DOT, just like the safety of others, the safety of yourself out here driving, and the safety of others. And so we driving these big vehicles like these are big time and bombs. You know what I'm saying? Like these grenades, baby. Grenades, baby. We can take out damn near a whole block, especially that fuel truck y'all just saw. So we gotta check, we gotta inspect, you gotta pay attention to the tire pressures. You gotta pay attention to leaks in your brakes. Um, you gotta pay attention to your coupling. Are you all the way connected to that trailer? You know what I'm saying? Are you? Do you have all the permits that you're supposed to have to be driving this truck? Make sure all your stuff is right. You know what I'm saying? You want to be legit. You professional. This is when you get your Class A CDL, you're considered to be a professional driver. And even when you're not in your company vehicle for your business, or if you're working for somebody else or whatever, and you in your personal car, you still are a Class A CDL holder. So if you get pulled over for speeding, it's still gonna be like you in a commercial vehicle, because it doesn't jump. Your Class A don't go down just because you jumped into a smaller vehicle. They're gonna hold you to Class A CD standards, like top of the top tier, baby. They're looking for professionalism in your driving. And like I said, it's always good to be, when you driving for everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And so my thing is, if you taking care of everybody else and you doing the right thing, you're gonna be straight. You know what I'm saying? You gotta pay attention. Gotta pay attention to everything, pretty much. And definitely driving a commercial 18 wheeler truck, you gotta be mindful. You gotta really pay attention. Right now, we finna get ready to go into some curves and some hilly areas. Hey, y'all, we got little Debbie passing us. We need to hit them up for some oatmeal cakes. Like, hey man, you got uh some Swiss rolls on that junk? What about them strawberry cheesecake rolls, man? Got any cherry pies? Or what y'all like, Nutty Buddies? Okay, he said thank you. I flashed him over. He thanked me back. So, four wheelers, whenever you got a semi flashing you, how you can thank them is hit that emergency light real quick. It'll flash all your lights just to say thank you to that driver for letting you over. It's courtesy. Now let's see if he says thank you. He didn't say thank you. Now all trailers do not have that. They have an option, but the trailer may not be activated to do that. So you can't take it personal when they don't say thank you. I mean, you can, but I mean, you never know. You never know. But he do got emergency brake, so he could do, like thank you. I've been driving for 3 years. I have gotten comfortable with the curves. My thing is, like I was saying earlier, how they were saying with a manual truck where you shifting on your own, you have more control over the truck. But let me tell you, how you have more control over your truck is controlling your speed. Speed is everything. So if you're going up an incline and you know it's going to have a steep downgrade, you want to go up that slow. Because 9 times out of 10, if you come up slow, you're not going to go down as fast as you would if as if you were speeding coming up. Now, see, I can't get over for this vehicle in emergency lane, so what I do is I just slow up a little bit and pay attention. I can't pull over on everybody because that person is in an emergency situation, but what I could do for them and everybody else on the road is slow down a little bit. And again, what are we talking about? Speed, awareness. You know what I'm saying? I'm aware of my surroundings. I saw the the vehicle in that lane, in the emergency lane, and I also realized that there was no way for me to get over. So I'm aware, and what I can do to control that situation, as much as my possibility, is to just slow down and stay vigilant. A lot of these companies now have the dash cams, which I love. I think they're very fundamental to what we do, especially with all the scamming that goes on out here. You have people that pull over four wheelers, and for people that don't know, four wheelers are cars. Anything that's not a semi, they jump over on you and brake check you, and boom, you done ran into the back of them, and now you out of a lot of money, you know, and could possibly get dropped from your insurance. So the dash cams are there for us, really, to tell you the truth. Some people like to say, no, it's there for the company. Well, yeah, the companies get a discount on their insurance for having them installed in the driver's truck, but in the end, what's the positive? It protects you from false claims, you know, and also it protects you from somebody that just basically um, made a mistake. An accident is an accident, but it shows that you are not. It can show that you weren't at fault, you know. A lot of the drivers are okay with the outward facing cameras, but not the inward facing cameras. In my knowledge, they say spying. Oh, it's not spying if they're telling you that they have inward facing cameras. And we do have inward facing cameras here at Hirschbach. Um, and they only ignite when there's an incident going on. So it can detect if you're distracted, holding a phone, or leaning over in your chair to grab something and this and that. And I've seen so many videos where people leaning over to the back, like leaning over, period, is risky in the first place. Okay, and, I can see, you grabbing something out of the driver's seat that's like within reach, like you stretch your arm out and it's like right there, you can grab it. But where you having to lean all over and do all that kind of stuff, that's risky. And two, I don't understand people trying to grab stuff out the back in the sleeper berth. That's way, way risky. Never done it, won't ever try to attempt to do that. I'm not trying to kill myself, and I definitely ain't trying to kill nobody else because I'm trying to grab something out the truck. I mean, you could simply just pull that truck over, cut them hazard lights on, get yourself to a safe place, pull over, stop, hey, and get what you need to get. But that split quick decision to, oh, I could just reach back there and get it, can cost you your life and or someone else's life and your whole career. This is not a job. This is a career. It is a lifestyle. Whether you a local driver, dedicated, regional, or over the road, it's a lifestyle. So I don't take those risks like that. I'm sorry. I have a conscience. Um. Also, trip planning. I'm. I am not a super big old trip planner, but let me tell you something. Trip planning is very essential to your job. Like, you got appointment times, you got deadlines, and all that kind of stuff. And then what can affect you not getting to a shipper on time? Can you tell me? Some of the things that can affect you getting to a shipper on time: traffic, accidents, that's still traffic, and inclements of weather. So, as a truck driver or anybody that does traveling on the road, whether you're in a truck or whether you're in your personal vehicle or company vehicle, paying attention to the weather is very beneficial. Because during this time of the year, you have winter storms, storms, that kind of stuff, ice, snow, fog, like now where you got this hot and cold weather and you got this fog. You really want to pay attention to your weather. It's for your safety, and it's for you to make sure that you execute and complete an on-time pickup and an on-time delivery. So it's really good to look at your weather forecast. So if you are a new time driver, download the Weather Channel app or any kind of weather. Some phones come with it, but I look at the weather. I had a Weather Channel app, and I can also look at the radar. I be glued to that radar to see what I got coming up along my route, so I could plan for that. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, if you make it there, if your appointment is at 9 o'clock and you make it there at 9 o'clock, you're late. You should be there 30 minutes to an hour before your appointment time. And so to do that, you need to plan for that. You know what I'm saying? If you know you're going through Dallas to another part of Texas, or you coming out through Texas and you got to go through Dallas, you need to plan for that heavy duty traffic. Same way with Atlanta, you got to plan for it. Because I'm telling you, baby, that traffic will have you stop. It will have you late. It will have you frustrated, and so on. And that just affects everything else. So planning is key. Um, if you're driving for a company, communication is the key as well. Communicating your ETA without them asking for ETAs. If you don't want those phone calls and you don't want those messages, communicate ahead. Let them know ahead. And that way, you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about that. Communication is the key, and preparation is the key to being a successful truck driver. Also, deers can run out on the road any time of the year. Of course, when the weather is colder, it's the mating season. for our furry, fluffy tail, antler people, animals. So you got to be aware of that too. You want to watch out for the deer. But if one runs in front of you, you can let off the gas if you want to. Don't hit the brakes. Do not dodge. Try to dodge it. Hit that motherfucker. Hit that motherfucker. Some companies have deer guards, some don't. Either way, hit it. Don't swerve. It could be bad. Don't hit that brake. You got people behind you. Again, being aware of your situations. And like I said, that's an act of negligence no matter what. So that's the way I see that with the deer. Since I've been driving, I haven't had one run across the road. I have seen one standing still in the road, but I was looking far ahead, which is what you need to be looking far ahead. Um, and was able to get over. You know what I'm saying? And was ready for impact if be. You know, um, and I don't want to jinx myself. Don't want to jinx myself either. But y'all, we are right outside of Nashville. We're gonna be entering into Nashville here in a minute, and then off to Kentucky borderline we go. And again, I'm headed to Hebron, Kentucky, which is right next to Cincinnati, Ohio. Um, we may see some snow already there. Might not. But the snowstorm is not supposed to touch down until Friday. So I'm curious to know what they're gonna offer me for my next pre-plan. And I really have to keep a good eye out on the weather because let me tell you something. If it's doing all that snowing and icing, huh, I ain't never ice skated a day in my life. And I ain't trying to do it in no summer. I will park. And anytime you feel uncomfortable or unsafe, never let somebody force you to keep driving. A lot of the companies have safety departments, and safety departments in most companies that I know, they don't play this shit. So if you have a driver leader, dispatch, whatever y'all want to call them, driver manager, whatever, uh, questioning you when you saying you don't feel so safe, whether it be the weather, whether it's your health, mental or physical, don't let them question you and make you. Don't let them manipulate you into thinking that, oh, well the other drivers didn't report or the other. I'm not another driver. I'm only one driver. I'm only one driver, and what I can tell you is that I'm not in no mood to drive this truck right now. So this what we doing. I'm parking, and we can deal with the rest of this later. Because as soon as you run into somebody, kill somebody, that dispatcher's still there working their job like ain't nothing ever happened. You kill yourself, hurt yourself, harm yourself, or put your CDL in jeopardy, that driver leader is still there. That dispatcher is still there working, collecting their coins, stress free, ain't worried about nothing. So always think about that. I don't care if you're a company driver or a lease operator, owner ops. We're not going to include them because they the boss of everything on their stuff. Lease operators are too, but to a certain extent. You're leasing the truck. You don't own the truck, and you don't own the company that you're driving for. Y'all got a contract, and contracts can be voided. So if you don't want your contract voided, stuff like that. But I don't care what you're doing. If it's not safe for you and comfortable for you, park it. Period. That's just that on that. That's just that on that, guys. We're looking at 290 miles left on this trip, which is saying 4 hours and 21 minutes. I'm gonna knock them 4 hours and 21 minutes down, baby. Finna bust them down. Soon as I get through Nashville, it's all hell to captain. All hail the captain. So I'm using my Jake. The roads are wet, but they're not super wet. I'm on level two of my Jake. On my truck, I have three levels. I think most truck have three levels of Jake. Uh, Jake brake, all it does is uh, bogs down your engine, takes away the power, which decreases your speed without you pressing on the brakes. These brakes, with all this weight and heavy machinery we have, if those brakes overheat, you're gonna lose your brakes. And if you lose your brakes, you know what else can happen behind that. So, like this person right here in front of me is constantly mashing on his brake. Um, that's not something that I would be doing. Obviously, they comfortable with it. I wouldn't be comfortable with it with doing it. Me, the reason why I'm not on his ass right now is because coming down that I'm on my Jake. So when I let off my gas, my Jake ignites. So it slows me down without me mashing on my brakes. You know, and that's just how I roll. You have to drive to your comfort level and learn the equipment and get comfortable with the equipment that you have. And if you're doing your pre-trips and everything is to DOT inspection, you should feel comfortable with that truck. Learn what your truck can do and trust that your truck can do it based off of it being mechanically ready. Hey guys, what are you doing? All right, this guy right here is on and off the gas here. So we gonna get our lights off of him and go around him. And it's clear for me to do so. Nashville, 21 miles. This is a flatbed trailer here up on our right. And I do look at my map quite frequently to see what kind of curves I got coming up, so I can kind of adjust for that. See, he hitting the brake because this driver in front of him is slowing down. We finna get around them and let them do what they're doing. My speed right now is 67, and I'm finna step it up a little bit so I can get on past this guy. Now that's an old school truck. I know he can pass me at any time. Our trucks are governed. It's 67 on the 67 on the pedal and 70 on cruise. So he is deliberately taking his time, which is fine. But I definitely don't want to get over in front of him and slow down, but he's slowing me down. I got enough room to get over, so I'm gonna go and get over. I've given him enough space to do so. If y'all hear that clicking, that's just me adjusting my Jake. And we have a construction zone coming up. So the speed limit is 60. I'm already at 61. Windows getting a little cloudy. So, and then also, you want to make sure you keep your, when you're doing your pre trip, all your fluids are topped off. Uh, you want to make sure all your fluids are topped off. But during this time where you got salt down, and you got rain, dirt, and all that kind of stuff, you want some good windshield washer fluid in your windshield washer reservoir. Because it could get dusty, y'all. It can get dusty. Whew. And I love to have clean windows so I can see. So that sign there is saying we got a lane shift coming up, which is why the left shoulder is closed, which is why we have the decline in speed. The work construction zone. The speed limit is 60, but I'm doing 56. And typically those speed limits be for cars, y'all. So when you're in the semi, you probably want to go a little bit lower than that because your reaction time to stop is different. And see how that truck right there just crossed over that solid line? You're not supposed to be changing lanes when you see that solid line. That solid line means stay in your lane. Mind your lane. So I'm gonna need him to mind his lane. But you gotta prepare yourself for that. People don't care. They don't care, and 9 times out of 10, they don't know. But I'm telling y'all, so now y'all know. Solid line means don't cross it. Stay in your lane. Also, when you come through these construction zones where the roads are narrower, you got to be mindful of that trailer. You want to be scanning your side mirrors every 7 seconds. You want to make sure. Listen to me. Where you steer that front of the truck is where that trailer is gonna go. Okay, that's where the back of that trailer gonna go. So you want to make sure that you handle it in the front. And if you handle that front good, the back gonna take care of itself, but you still want to watch because that does not mean that the truck driver that's coming up on the side of you is minding their truck or minding their lane. And a lot of times when the trucks are coming parallel to one another, the air shifts. It can move your truck. It can knock you off your square. So be mindful of when other trucks are passing. Though passing can be very dangerous, which is why they don't like you to do a lot of lane changing because lane changing, you put a lot. It's a lot at risk with lane changing. I mean, yeah, we got to change lanes, but you don't want to be doing excessive lane changes when you don't have to because you're putting yourself more at a risk with the more lane changes that you do. You know, So, and also during bad weather, snow. You know what I'm saying? And typically when you're driving in the snow, one side of that road is the best road, right? So that's the lane that you want to be in, where it's mainly driven on. And trust me, when you go to switching lanes and doing all that kind of stuff, I'm telling you, the trailer get the spinning and twisting and whoop a whoop pop pop boop, and then bam, you done ran to another truck driver and y'all both been glad that y'all bust off the side of the road because you was doing a lane change. And in that type of weather right there, you definitely want to refrain. Slow it down. You know what I'm saying? Just get in line and just follow suit. Keep a good following, increase your following distance. Anytime it's inclements of weather, you want to increase your following distance. Look at Hirschbach getting on down. I ain't mad at you, bro. Do your thing. But in inclements of weather conditions, you want to increase your following distance. So, you know, more than 7 seconds away from the vehicle. All right, we're coming into the Nashville. I'm gonna go ahead and mind this middle lane. I hate this outside lane because you got traffic getting on and off, and I really ain't got time for all that. And I do not turn my signal off until I'm safely in my lane. Got the trooper over there being discreet. Y'all saw that? One thing I can tell y'all, baby, in Tennessee, let me tell you, Tennessee, all the Tennessee residents, with these state troopers, y'all are definitely getting your money's worth. Okay? Because they gonna work. They are definitely going to work. Okay? So don't cut their budget. They working for the money. They working hard for the money too. Because they gotta go to Memphis and patrol in Memphis. Ah, shout out to Memphis. Love Memphis. 901. Hey, it's your girl, Sweet Trucker 901, baby. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Share, share, share. You know what I'm saying? When you hit that like button, all it does is help feed me into the algorithm, and that's what I want. I want more subscribers. I want to bring y'all more content. I want to upgrade my equipment. Um, I'm finna get ready to start my weight loss journey. So we'll be cooking on the truck. We're gonna be working out. You know what I'm saying? Got a lot going on. Got a lot finna be going on. But I want to upgrade my equipment so that y'all can catch all of that. And I ain't doing no whole live talking and y'all ain't heard but 5 minutes of 40 something minutes of video. Like, come on. Speed limit is still 70. I am currently doing 65. As you can see, the signs are saying trucks use the right two lanes. No trucks in that left lane. And I don't know if y'all know it or not. You're not supposed to be passing the truck on its right side. You are in several blind spots over there on that right side. But a good trainer would tell you there aren't no blind sides. Okay? Good truck driver is supposed to be really paying attention. Like, you're a professional, remember? Professional. If you are a person who's driving a vehicle and you're driving behind a truck, okay, cool, fine. But just know if you cannot see their mirrors, they cannot see you. So back it up. Increase your following distance. Do not ride a truck's bumper because your head will be in a ditch and your body's still in the car. Okay? Don't do that. I don't know why y'all think y'all can challenge trucks. You might have them on the speed, but when it comes to that impact, out of there. Barry Bonds all day. Barry Bonds all day. You hear me? Out of there. You're not finna win on impact. And 9 times out of 10, that truck driver gonna walk away with maybe a scratch or two. And here it is, your family sitting on the side of the road watching them put the yellow sheet over you or the white sheet over you and put the tape. Stop challenging semi. Stop being rude. Stop cutting them off. Listen, we cannot slow these trucks down like that. And a lot of times, if we coming up something or doing something, we got a lot of weight, so it's not going to accelerate like that. You got to have some kind of common sense. Some kind of common sense now. So stop it. Stop it. Stop. And remember, a lot of these trucks have cameras and they can see. So when you're doing stupid shit like throwing stuff out the window, veering over, road raging, basically, you could be held accountable for that. Those cameras are recording. Report your ass. Especially if you're doing something to put me at risk. Because 9 times out of 10, if you put me at risk, you putting other people at risk. Oh yeah. Uh-huh. That's what we doing. All right. Now the speed limit up here is 55, so we gonna let that Jake do what it do and bring it down, down, down. Like I said, we not in a hurry. We making this appointment on time. We ahead of time. Yeah, we are ahead of time. We are ahead of time. Hello, Nashville. Shout out to anybody that's watching this from Nashville. I am driving through your city right now. Turn up. It's a parade in my city. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They was doing a lot of road construction over here, which a lot of the roads in Tennessee needs work. Oh, looking pretty good right now. They did a pretty good job. And like I said, the speed limit is 55, and I am doing exactly 55 miles per hour. Yay. Got the signs up for Nashville and Knoxville. We are keeping Nashville. We are on 40 right now, guys. Oh, there go USIC, the utility locator. I don't know if y'all know it or not, but those are first responders. USIC are first responders. Time they got a gas leak or some kind of electrical thing going on, they have to come out and locate before fire department can do whatever they need to do or the technicians. So USIC, shout out to USIC utility locators. Appreciate all your hard work and dedication. Also, if you're a speed limit driver, don't let the other people pressure you to go on faster. Because guess what? They can always do what? Go around. What you do want to keep kind of like the flow of traffic. You know what I'm saying? But hey, see, like now we're going in this curve. I'm at 51, taking my time. I don't want to tip a trailer, and I want to mind my lane, and I have more control of what my trailer is doing, my tractor and trailer is doing by controlling my speed. I'm not finna do 60, 65 coming down through here. Speed limit 55. You want to go faster than that? Be my guest. Just go around. All right, we keep it 65 Louisville, which is 208B. 208B. So we steering left. Yes, I'm holding the steering wheel. But as y'all can see, I'm really driving a truck, right? Truck driver shit, right? Whether I'm shit gear or not. I didn't mean to do that. Look how I take these curves. And if you keep your eye on the lane, on that line, eye hand coordination. So if you're keeping your eye to that side of the road that you want to be in, that's what your hands are going to steer you to. So when you get nervous coming around curves or nervous with other drivers on the side of you, keep your eye on that line a little bit and keep a foresight ahead of you as well. And so we executed that very well. We got another one here we got to hit though. We got to get off on exit 86A. 86A. We're passing 85 now. Oh, look at that old Chevrolet truck. It's a classic, y'all. It's a classic. Classic. I love classic vehicles. I want to go to a car show. My dad loves car shows. He loved older cars. He used to go. We used to go. He used to take us to the store, and that's back when we didn't have social media to look at all the hottest rap artists and fashion and hairstyles and stuff like that. You have to go back. You have to go to the grocery store and go pick up a magazine, honey. That was our news feed. You feel me? Those were our pictures, our updated pictures of what all the entertainers in Hollywood was wearing, magazines. And so we used to go to the store all the time, and he would get his car books, and he would buy us the Word Up magazine or hairstyles, black hairstyles. And in some of those magazines, that's where you would get some of your posters to put on your wall. All right, so we're taking this 86A here. No need for a signal, you know. And I'm taking this curve at 47 miles, which y'all can see it's a little tighter. But I'm keeping my eye to that right lane, to that right white line, so that way my trailer is not on the lane to the left of me. And I got traffic coming on, so I'm watching for them too. And I'm gonna get over here soon, which I'm gonna put my signal on, and I'm safe. I use that hood mirror and my bottom mirror on my right side mirror. You can see the car but down below you. Okay, so I'm in my right lane right now to keep it steady flowing. I wouldn't say right lane, but a comfortable lane for me. And I'm not impeding traffic or none of that. I'm keeping a steady flow of traffic. But see, look, you always have a dummy, right? That's dumb. Because if he had a clip either one of these trucks, we wouldn't have budged, but he would have been all over the road. Look, guys, I know you got your pickup trucks with your extra large wheels and your lift kits and lights and all that kind of stuff. But I'm telling you, no match for these semi, no match for these 18 wheelers. Because at the end of the day, you got four tires on that truck and maybe six if you got a dually. That still ain't 18. And that still ain't got, you still ain't hauling 60,000 pounds. No match, sir, ma'am, whatever. Police got somebody over there. We're gonna stop this live as soon as I get through this Nashville area. Speed limit 65. That's what exactly what I'm doing. Oh, it's getting chilly in here. Now, lane than I am, but he's going at a very slower speed than I am. So I am going to get over and pass him on the left, which is a legal lane for me to be in, well before I get right up on him. So we're gonna go ahead and take this lane. And like I said, y'all, I'm just talking to y'all about like I'm an instructor or something. I'm not. I'm just being informative, y'all. All the time, I don't really have a topic to talk about. You know what I'm saying? But as long as I'm driving this truck, I can tell y'all about this truck. That's what this is, a trucking blog. A trucking blog. Yep, I'll have conversations about life. You know what I'm saying? Because it is a trucker's life. But if I don't have anything else to talk about, I can talk to y'all and try to educate y'all a little bit on what it is we do out here. And or if you're interested in driving a 18 wheeler, you can kind of have a hindsight on what's to come. All right, I have passed him successfully enough to where I'm going to take that lane back, and he's flashing me saying it's good to go, which I trust my signs good to go, not them flashing the light. But it's cool, and we will thank him. We're far away from that emergency lane, but if I was over there in that lane, I would be over, get over. Or if I was getting off on that exit, I would really, really, really slow down and be cautious and mindful of others. I remember one time I was over here and the guy had flashed me down, told me my trailer lights was out, and I had to pull over up here to the right to get out and inspect to see what in the hell was going on. And that trailer was had fault in its harness, and they had to put that trailer out of mission until it was fixed. And I made sure that all the tickets were in on it, so it was safe for the next driver, because that's just what we do. Now I hope he passed on the left. See, wrong thing to do. He's passing on the right. A no no. Not unless he finna get off on an exit or something like that. Passing on the right is a no no when you passing up a semi, y'all. They can't see you like that. Which they should be looking for you if they finna change a lane or something like that. But I'm just letting you know they keep you over there like that. Now on this left side, they got you. But on that right side, that's risky business. So they got some road construction going on up here. The speed limit is bogging down to 60. So we're gonna let it come down. We got the Metro Police in the house. If I'm not mistaken, here shortly, I'm gonna have to get over in this left lane because of the construction that they doing on the road. Yep. And he's getting over. Let him know he can get on over. And 9 times out of 10, he want to get over again. We are not too far from White House, Tennessee, which is where they were suggesting for me to get fuel and take a break. We have already gotten fuel. We have already taken a break. So at this point, we can ride on through. Right? On the road. Come on. As you can see, he should have already been over. That's why you're supposed to be looking ahead. Because right now he's crossing a solid line. They're doing a lot of construction up in this area right here. Look like it's gonna be look pretty nice and smooth sailing too when they finally finish. And as y'all can see over there on that other side, y'all, there's a lot of traffic out tonight. If you look ahead and see all the red lights, just as well as you see the red lights on this side of the road, it's a bunch of white lights on the opposite side. A lot of traffic out tonight. Also, looking with our sight ahead, you got oncoming traffic coming in, so you want to be mindful of that. I just increased my following distance to allow them time to get on in and merge. Now, it's their responsibility to merge in, but like I said, it's a courtesy. You know what I'm saying? So, and like I said, I'm not in none whatsoever. And regardless on if you're in a rush or not, you still should have a certain type of etiquette out here. Because again, you're not just driving for yourself; you're driving for everybody else out on the road. This road here is a little groovy, so I'm taking my time on it and making sure I got two hands on the steering wheel, both on the steering wheel, not slightly. I'm not tensed up or anything of that, but I got two hands on here ready for any jerking, twisting, or whatever. Because these are uneven lanes, no shoulders, all of that. Got trucks passing you. I want to mind that right white line there. And that's a little jerk right there. You have to be prepared for that kind of stuff. Now, this truck ahead of me is going pretty slow. It's 9 times out of 10. We are going up a little hill. So it might be heavy. And this is the end of the road work up here. So the car just pulled over in front of that truck going slow. Louisville is the next biggest city coming up, which is 153 miles from Nashville. Uh, but I do know once we make it to Louisville, we'll only be like 105 miles away from my destination. So we're a little bit, basically, almost halfway there, pretty much. So with that being said, guys, I appreciate y'all time. I appreciate the time that y'all took out of your day, uh, out of your evening to watch me do what I love to do. I appreciate it. Um, make sure you hit that like button. Even if you don't hit the like button, I appreciate you watching. Um, subscribe if you're new. And yeah, until the next time, Sweet Trucker, 91 signing off. Y'all have a good night.